Do you know which are the most valuable companies of today? Respond with the first one that comes to your mind. If you said Apple or Microsoft, then you've just hit the mark. According to the latest stock evaluations, these two companies together have a market value of almost $5.5 trillion. There are so many zeros that it almost doesn't fit on the screen. But how did these two companies manage to reach this astonishing level? And more importantly, how do they manage to stay on top? Welcome to our channel, and in today's video, you will understand a bit more about how Apple and Microsoft are still the most valuable companies in the world. But before that, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up if you like the topic, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any updates. Also, let us know in the comments if you knew that Apple and Microsoft were this valuable. Without further ado, let's get into the video. The most valuable. In the exciting world of technology, the giants Apple and Microsoft continue to make history. According to the latest data from Refinitiv, they remain steadfast as the two largest global companies in terms of market value as of the end of July 2023. Recently, Apple achieved a truly epic milestone by becoming the first company on the planet to reach the incredible $3 trillion market value mark. This extraordinary achievement was driven by a combination of exciting expectations for expansion into new markets and forecasts of a more moderate increase in US interest rates. But the story doesn't end there, as Microsoft also stood out, with a quarterly revenue that exceeded all expectations set by Wall Street. This impressive success was fueled by surprising growth in cloud computing and corporate software businesses. However, despite these triumphs, their stock prices experienced a slight 1.4% drop in July, which occurred shortly after the unveiling of a bold investment plan aimed at meeting the growing demand for artificial intelligence services. Looking ahead, Apple is about to announce the results for the second quarter of 2023, and market expectations are optimistic, foreseeing a strong profit that will keep the company firmly established as one of the most valuable in the world. We are firmly convinced that this year marked the start of a new high-tech market. We believe that the current gold rush in artificial intelligence mirrors the iconic 1995 moment, akin to the early days of the internet, and not a bubble similar to 1999/2000, stated Dan Ives, a renowned analyst at Wedbush, in a recent report directed at his clients. These are just a few glimpses of a landscape full of impressive advancements and exciting promises as the world of technology continues to surprise us, and these two giants are leading the way. But how did Apple and Microsoft earn their place as the most valuable companies in the world? Well, in reality, they both started almost together, and it's thanks to them that today the whole world uses personal computers. The significance. Both Apple and Microsoft are renowned players in the technology market, but what you probably don't know is that personal computers, or PCs as we know them today, have their roots deeply intertwined with the innovative contributions of Apple and Microsoft. These two companies played crucial roles in creating and popularizing personal computers, shaping the technological landscape in distinct yet complementary ways. Apple, under the leadership of Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak, was one of the pioneers in introducing personal computers with a user-friendly approach. In 1977, they released the Apple II, a complete computer that came with a monitor, keyboard, and a user-friendly graphical interface, a revolutionary approach at the time when computers were predominantly geared towards programming experts. Later, in 1984, Apple launched the Macintosh, which introduced the first widely accessible graphical user interface to the public. This allowed users to interact with the computer using icons, windows, and a mouse, instead of complicated text commands. Apple also played a key role in popularizing the concept of desktop publishing, making document and visual material creation more accessible. On the other hand, Microsoft played a central role in creating and popularizing operating systems that became the foundation of personal computers. MS-DOS, released in 1981, provided a command line interface for early PCs, paving the way for people to interact with their machines in a more familiar manner. However, the big breakthrough came with the release of Windows in 1985. With subsequent versions like Windows 3.0 and Windows 95, Microsoft introduced more intuitive and visually appealing graphical user interfaces, similar to what Apple had introduced. This further democratized access to computers, enabling a broader audience to benefit from the technology's capabilities at the time. Therefore, Apple and Microsoft complement each other on the journey to make personal computers accessible and relevant to people's everyday lives. While Apple excelled with its innovative design and usability approach, Microsoft focused on creating robust and widely adopted operating systems. Together, these companies paved the way for the era of personal computers, laying the foundations of the technological revolution we witness today, and there's certainly much to learn from the history of both. Microsoft. The story of Microsoft is a fascinating journey through the world of technology, marked by innovations, challenges, and achievements that transformed the company into one of the most influential giants in the industry. It all began in 1975 when Bill Gates and Paul Allen, two young programming enthusiasts, founded Microsoft in Albuquerque, New Mexico, USA, with the clear goal of developing software for the nascent microcomputer industry. One of Microsoft's early milestones was the release of Altair Basic, a programming language for the Altair 8800, one of the first microcomputers. This initiative established the company in the market and opened doors to more opportunities. However, the real turning point came when IBM, one of the computer industry leaders at the time, reached out to Microsoft to create an operating system for their new personal computer, the IBM PC. Microsoft acquired the rights to an operating system called QDOS and improved it, turning it into MS-DOS, Microsoft Disk Operating System. MS-DOS became successful and was licensed to other computer manufacturers, propelling Microsoft to a dominant position in the operating system market. However, Microsoft's greatest moment was yet to come with the release of Windows in 1985. The first version of Windows, although initially not a major success, laid the groundwork for the graphical user interface revolution that would become the standard in the history of personal computing. Windows 3.0 and later Windows 95 solidified Microsoft's position as a leader in the operating system market, introducing a friendlier interface and advanced features. These operating systems were crucial in popularizing the use of personal computers worldwide. Microsoft continued to expand its presence in the software sector, developing a wide range of productivity applications, such as the Microsoft Office suite, which became essential for both businesses and home users. The company also ventured into the server operating system market and expanded its businesses into areas like cloud services, devices, and entertainment software, like the Xbox. In recent years, under the leadership of CEOs like Satya Nadella, Microsoft underwent significant transformation, focusing more on cloud services, artificial intelligence, and corporate computing, which propelled it to a new level of success. Currently, one of Microsoft's main goals is to invest in artificial intelligence, mainly through the company OpenAI, the creator of ChatGPT, in which Microsoft has invested over $10 billion. Microsoft's status has been achieved by being the standout company in operating systems with Windows and by offering productivity applications through Office. But what about Apple? How did it reach a valuation of over $3 trillion? And despite the iPhone currently being the flagship product of the brand, Apple. Founded in 1976 by Steve Jobs, Steve Wozniak, and Ronald Wayne, Apple had a humble beginning in a garage in Cupertino, California, but quickly became one of the most iconic and influential brands in the world. One of Apple's early standout products was the Apple I, a computer handmade by Steve Wozniak. However, the real turning point came with the release of the Apple II in 1977, which featured a user-friendly graphical interface and became the first personal computer to be widely adopted, setting standards for the emerging industry. Apple's real impact on the tech scene came with the launch of the Macintosh in 1984. The Macintosh introduced the graphical user interface to the masses, featuring icons, windows, and a mouse for intuitive interactions. The launch of the Macintosh was marked by an iconic Super Bowl commercial, showcasing Apple's disruptive vision. However, internal tensions led Steve Jobs to leave the company in 1985. Apple then went through a period of turmoil, releasing products like the Macintosh Portable and the Newton, a personal assistant device, which didn't achieve the expected success. During this period, competition in the PC market was growing, and Apple was struggling to maintain its relevance. In 1997, Steve Jobs returned to Apple after the acquisition of Next, a company he founded during his time away. His return marked the beginning of an incredible revitalization of the company. Apple then launched innovative products like the colorful iMac, which brought design and ease of use into the spotlight. However, it was the launch of the iPod in 2001 that paved the way for a new era at Apple. The iPod revolutionized how we listen to music, popularizing the digital format and laying the foundation for the iTunes Store. In 2007, Apple once again revolutionized the market with the launch of the iPhone, which combined a phone, music player, and web browser into a single device. The iPad, launched in 2010, brought the concepts of the iPhone to a tablet format, creating a new market and further solidifying Apple as a leader in consumer innovation. Furthermore, Apple expanded its services with the App Store, Apple Music, Apple Watch, and much more. Despite the tragic passing of Steve Jobs in 2011, Apple continued to thrive under the leadership of Tim Cook, releasing new products and maintaining a focus on elegant design, intuitive usability, and a cohesive ecosystem, bringing the company to the heights it occupies today. Apple and Microsoft are the most valuable companies in the world today, and it's not by chance. Billions of people use one or more of their products every day for work, study, entertainment, or simply to access the internet. You might even be watching this video on a device from these companies, have used something from them during your day, or at the very least, have some of their software installed. It's hard for anyone to use technology nowadays and not come across a product from one of these companies. This is why they're the most valuable in the world, and indications are that they could maintain this position in the future. But what about you? Did you know this entire story about Microsoft and Apple? Were you aware that these companies are responsible for computers and even smartphones being the way we're accustomed to? Leave your response in the comments. Also, give this video a like if you enjoyed the topic and subscribe to the channel if you're not already, hitting the notification bell so you won't miss any updates here on our channel. Thank you very much for watching this far. A strong hug, and until the next video.